What up guys, Eric here from Racing Ram Fam, and today we are working back on SRT10, the Turbo Viper truck Venom. Today we are going to be working on, we're just going to be doing some tweaks and modifications to Venom. We want him to be running his best because I want to get him into the 10s in the quarter mile. So what we are going to first do is I'm going to take out the original from the headers to the turbo exhaust. I am going to shorten that up by a lot. So the first thing I am going to do to Venom is actually pull his turbo out. Then we're going to pull the wastegate out and then pull all the piping to the turbo from the engine, get that dropped out from underneath. So I'm gonna start cranking on that, and then I'll show you guys the actual plan laid out and where I want things. So we got the turbo out, sitting over here on the bench. We got the wastegate out, the precision 66mm wastegate. We got my charge pipe out, and we got this big old piece of longness, the OG turbo kit. But yeah, we're gonna be scavenging some parts off of this, like the flanges over there. That's about it. And what we are doing over here is I have the actual collector. We have it bolted up. We have the header for the passenger side bolted up to an old manifold for this truck. And then we have a little pipe here welded to the flange, and then that is welded to the manifold. So when we chop this guy all up, this doesn't move. And that is why we're doing that, because this side is going to stay this way. This is actually going to become an inlet for exhaust. So the driver's side over here is going to stay the stock Gibson header. So this guy will stay in the OG pattern, just like that in the truck. Then exhaust will flow down through here. It will come down the cross pipe, and then we'll go across, and then we'll come up on the passenger side, right where the old exit used to be. So right here. So this will now become an inlet. So this will be where the driver's side exhaust is going to come in, and then this is going to be a tube manifold. So this is going to be one tube, like right here, and then it is going to 90-degree up towards the turbo, just like this and like that. So that is what we are going to start mocking up and just taking a look at to build. That is the idea, to shorten up on exhaust pipes so we don't have, like, what do you think this is? Because we have two pipes. You gotta imagine that's probably 6 feet from there to there, if not more, 7 feet. And then that is also probably 7 feet on the other side. So we're taking out like 14 foot of exhaust pipe and trading it for probably like 6 or 7 feet total of exhaust pipe. Less than that maybe, because crossover. Maybe like 5 or 6 feet. I don't know.
Perfect.
Alright guys, I have no idea where I left off. Today is Saturday. I think the last time I worked on it was Thursday. Yes. But today we are going to finish up the two last runners on here. So this runner going here and this runner going here. And then we are going to mark all this and drill these out. And then build this guy right here. And yeah, and just finish it up. And then just keep welding and grinding and stuff. Went to Harbor Freight today to pick up some stuff, which I have no idea where I left it. We got a new belt sander, new pad sander, new chop off discs, and we got a couple different torch cups for my TIG welder, some bigger ones with better argon gas flow, because my fancy dancy ones aren't supposed to be here till the 24th, and I want to have some clean stainless steel TIG welds. So we're gonna give these a rip. If these don't work, I'll have to just wait for those cups to finish off the rest of the exhaust. But we're gonna finish getting this guy tacked up and get it probably mounted in the truck and see how it looks after we get it all tacked into place. So we got all the runners tacked onto the pipe. We got all these kind of little pie cuts cut on, and we got some TIG welds started. This is my first time ever like TIG welding stainless to try to get it to look pretty like this. So you can tell this one was too hot. This one was pretty decent. I was just too shaky when I was welding it. And these little guys over here are pretty good. This guy right there is pretty good. We did some test welds on this guy to get it all, try to figure it in. You can see here this is too hot, and then right here we're starting to get it figured out a little bit. The one thing I've kind of figured out with stainless is lots of argon flow, like lots, especially if you don't have a big cup like you see those one guys have. This one has a pretty good decent cup. I got this at Harbor Freight for like 50 bucks because I bought one of the big cups that goes on there, so more massive argon flow to go on there, but that's not supposed to show up till the 24th, and I want to TIG weld this. So me being impatient, I found this at Harbor Freight. It's got a better gas lens to it, so it actually like sprays around the piece instead of out of these 3 little holes. So it's working pretty good. The only thing that kind of sucks with it is you have to turn the amperage way down with it and the argon flow way up. But it's getting pretty decent, tiny little TIG welds. It's doing really good penetration though. You can see the heat marks on it, so I'm not worried about it. And we are going to mark these guys on the pipe after I get this welded a little better. We're gonna mark these guys on this pipe all here, and then we are gonna break this guy off from right here and break it off from the manifold and get it welded fully onto here and these 3 spots, and then we're gonna get the holes cut out and these 5 spots. And yeah, and it's turned out pretty decent. We're just getting it TIG welding. Yeah, I don't know, I'm pretty proud of it so far. So it's gonna come in through here and then go up to the turbo. It's probably gonna 90 into the turbo. So we got the actual pipe, the up pipe disconnected from the header tubes. Now we're gonna go through and clean these guys up. And we got some good TIG welds on the pipe itself. We still got some finishing up to do on the other side, but you guys can see where the holes that I have to cut out are. And yeah, it's turning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. We gotta get finished welded to the collector too. And everything's going pretty good. AHP welder, Harbor Freight cups actually work pretty good. This cup kit, this Vulcan TIG torch cup kit, actually works pretty good because they have actually pretty nice nozzle kit with them. And turn the argon flow up to about 40. We are running like 34 amps on the welder, and we're just taking our time TIG welding it together, and it is turning out pretty good, and I am actually pretty happy with how it's turning out. This is going to be a pretty stout setup for the truck, and this looks pretty cool. Not as nice as professionals, but it doesn't look bad. We'll clean all this up with some acetone and she'll be freaking golden. Like, those welds are pretty mint. Pretty good time. Getting comfortable, more comfortable with the stainless TIG welding and everything. So tomorrow we'll get this guy finished welded up. We'll get the holes cut out. We'll get the finish welded up on these 3 connectors or whatever you want to call it, pipes coming out the engine. And yeah, so stay tuned, keep it going, keep it boosted, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for hopefully getting this guy fully finished welding. Venom will be back soon. We'll have to get that other Gibson header on. So this is what it looked like in the beginning and before I cut it. I think I showed that, but yeah, and we'll get the turbo thrown back on, the big boy, and everything else. Good night. Positive good night.